Miracles don't always descend from clouds, my dear one. Most of them walk across bridges made of small kindness, quiet, unnoticed, and stronger than steel. Come, sit closer. The river's calm tonight. If the story stirs a little warmth in your chest, don't forget to light your lantern. Subscribe so you'll find your way back when I tell you the next story. Now, listen carefully. This is the story of the bridge of everyday miracles. There was a bridge in the small town of Hazardbrook that nobody really noticed. It wasn't grand like ones in postcards, just a wooden walkway over a slow river, worn planks, chipped railing, and the smell of wet moss in the morning. Children crossed it to get to school, lovers paused there to whisper, old men leaned over it to feed ducks or their memories. And every day, without fail, at sunrise and sunset, an old man named Arthur Finn walked across it with a paper bag of breadcrumbs and a quiet smile. People called him Bridge Arthur. He wasn't famous, not rich, just another piece of Hazelbrook that people had stopped really seeing. Until the day the bridge itself almost vanished. Long ago, before Arthur was old and the bridge was worn, Hazelbrook was a village divided by that river. Two sides, east and west, always argued about taxes, about roads, about which bakery bread are better. During the flood of 1954, the river swelled, tearing apart both the banks. The ferry broke free, houses drowned, and people on either side shouted across the raging water, but could not reach each other. Arthur, then a young carpenter, barely 25, tied himself to a tree and began laying planks over the flood debris. Day and night he walked, soaked and shaking, hammering nails while others shouted it was useless. When the water finally receded, a rough bridge stretched between both the banks. It wasn't pretty, but it held, and for the first time in weeks, east and west met in the middle of the embrace. Arthur did not call it a miracle. He called it just a way to reach someone. Years passed. The bridge became a part of the daily life, just like Arthur's quiet walks. He never married. People said his heart was married to the wood and the river. He kept repairing the planks, never asking the town for a penny. When someone offered help, he would smile and say, you kept the crossing safe by using it kindly. That's help enough. No one remembered the flood anymore. Children who crossed it thought the bridge had always been there, eternal and ordinary. One grey afternoon, Hazelbrook's town council gathered in the new hall to discuss progress. A developer from the city proposed to build a concrete highway that would bypass the old bridge entirely. He promised smoother travel, more business, new light. The council, eager to change, agreed unanimously. The old wooden bridge would be demolished by autumn. When Arthur heard the news, he said nothing. He just kept showing up at dawn and dusk, hammering a loose board here, oiling a railing there. Some people pitied him, others thought he was senile. Only one person, a young school teacher named Nora Bennett, understood the look in his eyes. Not defense, but grief. That summer, Nora began walking home across the bridge every day instead of taking the main road. Arthur was always there, feeding the ducks or sending a beam. One evening, she stopped and asked, "Mr. Finn, why do you keep fixing it if they are going to tear it down?" Arthur chuckled. "Because people still walk across it. But soon they will not." He nodded. "That's when it will need me most." She frowned. "You can't save it forever." He smiled. "I don't need forever. Just long enough for someone to remember why it mattered." From that day, Nora began bringing a student to the bridge during art lessons. They painted it, sketched it, wrote poems about it. Slowly, a small movement boomed. Children talking to parents, parents whispering to shopkeepers, "Do we really need to tear it down?" But the council had already signed the contract. Progress, they said, had no time for nostalgia. An early September rain returned to Hazelbrook, not a gentle one this time, but a fierce, angry storm. The river swelled again, nearly as high as it had during the flood 70 years ago. Winds tore branches, the current hissed like a creature awkward. When the alarm sounded that night, "Bridge unstable, keep away," Arthur was already halfway across it, lantern swinging. From her classroom window, Nora saw a glow and ran out, shouting over the wind, "Arthur, you will fall!" He shouted back, "Not while it still stands." Lightning cracked. The bridge groaned under the force. Arthur dropped his lantern and began tying ropes from the railing to the oak tree on each bank, reinforcing the beams the way he once had decade ago. Nora climbed into the bridge, despite the council guards yelling, "Let me help!" Together they pulled and tied, water splashing over their boots. Each rope saved a plank, each knot was a prayer. By dawn, the storm passed. The bridge, bruised and soaked, still held. And so did Arthur, barely. They found him sitting on the center beam, shivering but smiling. "I told you," he whispered. "It just needs to last until someone remembers." He looked up at Nora and added softly, "Promise me you'll make sure they do." She squeezed his hand. "I promise." He closed his eyes, finally resting. Arthur Finn died that morning, still holding the rope that tied the bridge together. The news spread through Hazelbrook like sunlight through fog. People who had not walked the bridge in years came to see it, touched the railing, whispered, "Thank you." Children left flowers and drawings. One read, "Thank you for the bridge, Mr. Arthur." The council met again the following week. This time, they sat in silence as Nora, still wearing her raincoat, stood before them and said, "Arthur Finn did not build a bridge of wood. He built one of kindness. And if you tear this one down, you will tear down the only proof we ever had that kindness can hold a town together." That night, the motion to demolish the bridge was withdrawn. The new highway was rerouted, leaving Arthur's bridge intact. And a year later, the town renamed it officially the Finn Crossing. Decades passed again. Children became parents, parents became grandparents. Hazelbrook changed, but one thing remained. Every morning and every evening, someone would be on the bridge, feeding ducks, fixing planks, or simply standing still, breathing the air of small miracles. The bridge aged, but it never fell. The brass plug at its center read, "In honor of Arthur Finn, who built a bridge once and taught us to keep crossing." And beneath it engraved in small letters, Nora's addition, "Miracles don't visit, they build." You see, my dear one, the world doesn't run on miracles falling from the heavens. It runs on the hands that keep holding ropes when the rain comes. Arthur wasn't a builder of wood, he was a builder of faith. Faith that people are still worth crossing toward. So when you see a bridge, any bridge, don't rush across it. Stop. Look around. That's where the small miracles wait. If tonight the story touched a quiet place in you, don't let it drift away with the current. Press subscribe so you will always have a seat by this fire when small miracles are remembered every night. Until tomorrow, keep building bridges, even if no one watching.